is, y'all? What is going on? What is good? It is me, the Joy Digital. I'm coming to you all from the super amazing, self-healing, self-rejuvenating, you guessed it, the Fort Lauderdale Beach. I'm out here hanging out, shoes off, feet grounded, in the sand, all that good stuff, in the heart of nature. You're in the heart of nature. We outside, and it's all good. I just want to say what is up, see what is good with each and every one of you all. Hoping, wishing, praying that you all are having a super amazing, abundantly blessed day. I already know, y'all already are, so we already good already, and it's already good already. Yeah, so before I get this video kicked off, I just want to encourage you all to, real fast, real quick, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification so that you all may be updated when I post and create all new content. All right, cool. Yeah, I'm out here and I'm feeling great, you know, feeling great. Got some amazing weather out here. It was supposed to be raining 100%, but you know, it never happened. So it's all good. It's all good. And you're here, so it's super all good. All right. I am just enjoying it out here, you know, as I said earlier, as I stated earlier. Feet are in the sand, supercharged. Yes, supercharging. You know, I do this every day anyway, but you know, especially today, it feels a little bit extra special just because it was supposed to be raining out here, and if it was up to me, I would have still came out here and recorded even if it was gonna rain. But you all know the electronics, the camera equipment, all that stuff would have just short-circuited. It would have just broke, and you know, who knows? We're not trying to have all of that going on right here, right now. You know, we're trying to keep the investment safe. You know, we're trying to keep it all good and push forward for the greater good anyhow. So, you know, I'm just giving thanks. You know, I appreciate the universe for letting it not rain in this moment. But anyways, yeah, before I get into the video, I just want to ask y'all, say what's up, see what's good with you all. I just want to see what is good. Just want to send y'all a wave of positivity at y'all, you know, and just let you know that whatever it is that y'all were praying for, I was praying for it to happen in your experience as well. And I'm just happy that you all are here, super excited for you all to be taking time out of your very busy schedule to be sharing time and space with me here at the ocean over there. Nah, wait, it's over there. Anyways, we're here, you know, and so what today's message is all about today is loving the process. Loving the process. Y'all thought I was gonna say love. Yeah, I mean, but I could throw some love stuff up in there too as well. If y'all want, y'all go ahead and hit me in the comment section. Let me know what type of content y'all want to see me create. But in the meanwhile, you know, loving the process is what it's all about. I'm here. There's a lot of people back there. They're not close to me because, you know, I like to create content. I like to have my force field. I like to have my bubble, you know, so I could just concentrate and focus. But it's amazing to see all the people here enjoying the weather, and you know, people just enjoying watching the waves crash. And yes, I just want to say before I get the video going, it is a little bit windy, so you know, I gotta stay protected. You know what I mean? I gotta stay toasty, nice and warm. You know, even though it's not really cold, it's just windy. But neither here nor there. But yeah, loving the process. I love the process. Y'all know I love the process because 98% of my videos are here at the ocean, you know. Thus why the channel is named the Ocean Experience brand, you know. We're here. There's lots of seashells. I find seashells all the time. You know, it's a lot of waves crashing. There's boats in the ocean. Everybody's doing their thing. I'm here, you're here, you know, but I love the process. And before I show y'all how y'all can love the process with what y'all do, I'll just give y'all a quick back history with me. You know, when I first started this journey, it was almost 2 years ago, and I had no idea that I would even be on this journey, that I would even be creating YouTube videos, because truth be told, I was a little bit camera shy. You know, I was one of those people that I wanted to be on social media without even showing my face. And you know, we not having that. You know, we wanna touch base with the people. You know, we wanna get out here and be, you know, social. That's why they call it social media. You know, we wanna, you know, we give a little bit and, you know, keep a little bit. You know, we're not on social media to show it all, but we just here to let y'all know that we okay and show y'all things that inspire y'all and motivate y'all. And that's kind of what I started off as. I started off as, you know, maybe just coming down here and doing some inspirational content. I had a friend of mine a couple years ago, and he said, you know, he told me, he said that I would be a great motivational speaker, or, you know, I really inspire him when I spoke with him, because, you know, we were talking about some business stuff, you know. And, you know how it is when you have business calls. You kind of deviate a little bit once everything is settled and everybody's on the same page. You know, you start talking about a little bit of things that keep each other motivated, keep that candle burning. And, you know, he told me, he said, man, you know, you would do good if you ever did YouTube or anything like that. And, you know, it always stuck with me. So, you know, one day I was going through some transformations. You know, I was going through some things that I really, you know, wasn't too excited about. And as a form of therapy, I just came out here to the beach. You know, people come to the beach anyway for therapy, but I came out here and I just started talking, you know. But the key thing is that, you know, I wasn't talking about what I was going through. I was just talking about things that were inspirational, things, you know, who knows, maybe it could have been things that I wanted somebody to say to me, you know. And so I just started talking, and I said, you know what, it's just, you know, YouTube, I'm just gonna put it out there. And, you know, I didn't even have any subscribers, and that was like, you know, almost 2 years ago. And, you know, one by one, people have been checking out the content. And, you know, every so often I'm out here, I see people waving. They might say, hey, you know, you know, maybe they see my content. There was a couple of times where I would be in the supermarket and and people would be saying, you know, like, you'd be at the cashier, you know, counter, and they would say, hey, I know you from somewhere. I think don't you do social media? And I'm like, yeah, you know, but, you know, I'm trying to be humble. I didn't want to push it out there like, oh, you know, check out the YouTube. I'm on YouTube. Check out the Ocean Experience brand. You know, I try to be humble, you know, because I didn't want to be like really out there super like that, you know. But anyways, my journey started from, you know, me going through the trials and tribulations of life, and just I needed to be able to alchemize those experiences and make it work for me, you know. So I did what I needed to do for me so that I could do me and make things be positive for me. And, you know, but guess what? I, you know, just started loving the journey, you know, loving the process of inspiring you. So that's my story. All right, so enough about me. Let's get into ways that you could love your journey, love your process, love your journey. All right, first thing is first, okay? Be super intentional. All right, number one, be intentional. You know, set your intentions. All right, like, it's okay to think ahead when you're doing this. It's okay to say to yourself that you want to be doing a certain thing by Friday, by Wednesday. You want to be in a certain place by Saturday. You know, be intentional with yourself, okay? And just keep it to yourself, you know, like, don't tell a lot of people, you know. Keep it to yourself and hold yourself accountable. All right, be intentional is the first thing. All right, and second thing is to show up for yourself. All right, show up for yourself, because if you say you're gonna do something and you do it, and you look at yourself and say, okay, I did that thing I said I was gonna do, you're gonna feel so much more happier about your life than if you say the opposite. All right, because you know what the opposite is. The opposite is, you know, you'll say to yourself, hey, I'm gonna do this thing and I'm gonna do it by Friday, and then it's Saturday. Saturday comes and you hadn't done it yet, and now you're, you know, starting to feel symptoms of depression or, you know, anxiety, because, you know, that's time you can't get back. All right, so you know, showing up for yourself combined with not telling too many people what you're gonna do, it really holds you accountable. You know, because there's nobody that can say, hey, you said you were gonna do that thing. You know, so if you don't tell anybody until you get your method down, then you know that'll help you get your method up. You know, like your method, what's your method? Your method is more of like your routine, you know, like your thing that you do. All right, so when you come up with a nice routine of ways on how you can show up for yourself and hold yourself accountable, then I'll say number 3 is surround yourself with 3 to 5 people that will hold you accountable. You know, 3 people that will hold you accountable, 5 people that will hold you accountable, people who are not just letting you do things because it's just you. Oh, that's just Joey Digital being Joey Digital, I'm gonna let him slide. No. I don't want that kind of energy around me. I want people around me that's gonna hold me accountable, that's gonna be like, yo, hey, Joey Digital, man, you slipping, man, you gotta, you know, tighten up. You know, I want energy like that around me. I want people that, you know, because listen, like a real friend they're gonna hold you accountable. And if you're the type of person that says a lot of things and then you don't do it, you know, they're gonna be like, hey man, I'm not rocking with you, you know. And it's not that they're hating on you, it's not that they're hating or they're being any kind of way towards you. It's just, you know, they're there to see you do your thing. They want to see you be great. All right. And a lot of times when you have people around you that are holding you accountable, they are there for your best interest, for your highest interest, and they want to see you win. They want to see you thrive. They want to see you become successful. Not somebody that's going to pull you down and make you slack off or make you lazy or make you party a lot. You know, we don't have time for that. This is the time to get busy. This is the time to get focused. This is your time to find your way. You know, like you've done it all the other kind of ways, and not that it didn't work, but now you want to do your thing. You know, like now we're in a season where you really want to show up for yourself, and you really want to be that person that you see yourself as. You don't want to be the way you had been showing up previously. You know, and how do I know this? Is because y'all are over here, and y'all know this is the journey that I'm on alongside of you. You know, and you know, how do you find love in doing all of that? You find love when you combine all of those steps. You know, once you start showing up for yourself and you start holding yourself accountable first, and then you surround yourself with like-minded people that hold you accountable, and they show up for you and they check in on the regular to see where you are mental health wise, you know, to ask you if you're okay, if you need anything. You know, once you're surrounded with love like that, and you know that you started off with loving yourself first, that's how you start to love the journey, love the process, because now you're doing things that you really love to do and you're really loving it. It's not like, you know, someone's telling you that you should love this, you know, because we're not waiting. You know, over here we don't wait for the validation. We validate ourselves and we show up for ourselves, and you know, and we learn how to be like that through isolation. Y'all see my videos on isolation. You know, you isolate and you get all those extra voices out of your mind, and you replace them with your own voice, and you learn how to do self-love, and you learn how to do things that make you feel the love, whether it's, you know, for financial gain or business or traveling. And then you attract the people that I just described. Like you attract people who hold you accountable. You attract 3 to 5 people. Because listen, I've heard a lot of my mentors say this, and I'm gonna say it to y'all. You are a culmination of the 5 people you hang around the most. All right, go ahead and hit that like button. You are, whether you want to believe it or maybe you want to fence with it, you are a combination of the 5 people that you hang around the most, or you deal with the most, or you talk to the most. All right, so definitely watch your circle and look. And if you have a circle of people that have your best interests, then you're winning. You know, you're successful in life. If you're surrounded with people that really don't care, or they hating on you, or you tell them one thing and they saying something else, you know, if you're not surrounded with people, you're not surrounded with love, you're surrounded with a cage. You know, that's not freedom. You know what I mean? Because those people, you know, and you know, I'm not judging you, I'm just giving y'all insight. You know, those people will, it'll be a situation where things will get bad before they get good, all right? And you don't want it right now, you don't want it to be like that. And so what you do is you go ahead and you just keep it real with yourself. You know, if you hanging around people and you have all these great ideas and they rather, you know, not do nothing all day, or they, you know, whatever happens, you don't even have to entertain that energy. What you can do is, you don't even have to be negative or mean to, you know, I don't promote any of that stuff. Just respect people where they are, but respect yourself first enough to put yourself first, and, you know, just work on your own journey. And even if it means you have to get low for 3 months, 6 months, and you know, and then, you know, if those people those people that don't understand the journey or understand the process, when they want to know where you are again, they have to bridge the gap. Okay, what does bridge the gap mean? That means they got to meet you where you at, because you elevated already. You're not where they put you down at. All right, it's like when you see kids or children or whatever play with toys, and they put the toy down and they go back. A lot of times, you know, the toy is still over there. But us in this community, you know, when we are dealing with evolution and evolving and aspiring to ascend and be our greatest version, we're never where people left us at. You know, like we might be over here 1 minute, and then they do their thing, and then when they come back for us, we're over there, but we're up there. You know, and you know, it's not to say that like we're trying to be better than anybody. We're just trying to be better than the version we were yesterday. It has nothing to do with other people. It has absolutely nothing to do with other people at all. This is our journey, all right? And this is the whole primary focus of this video is that when you want to learn how to love the journey and love the process, it has to start with self-love. It has to start with love. You know, it means yeah, you're gonna want to upgrade your outfits, you're gonna want to upgrade your wardrobe, yeah, you're gonna want to upgrade your personal image, yeah, when people come around you, you're gonna want to smell better, get your cologne game up, my gentlemen, get your cologne game up, or my women, get your perfume game, your lotion game up. You know, because when you're stepping into these spaces that you're working hard to get into, how you look, how you present yourself is 98% of it, you know. And this has nothing to do with ego. This has nothing to do at all with ego. It just has to do with how you see yourself on the inside. It's going to show up on the outside. All right, how you see yourself on the inside is what's going to show up on the outside. And your energy, whether you speak or not, your energy is going to be felt whatever room you step in. So you step in a room and you feel fresh, you feel fly, you feel brand new. People gonna be like, oh man, you know, I wanna see what that guy Joey Digital got going on. I wanna, you know, and maybe it's not that they wanna be like you. They, you know, you're inspiring them to find that energy within themselves so that they can be their greatest version. This has nothing to do with me wanting people to be like me. This has everything to do with me inspiring you to be more of the you that you see yourself as, you know. And so yeah, you know, once you get those tactics down and you get all of that sorted out, and you recalibrate, and you, as you know, as I said in one of my other videos, you the butterfly effect, I mean, you know, I think that was it during the week. You learn how to transform, because a lot of the transformation comes from when you have your awakening. You know, when you just realize you're just doing stuff and it's just not working, you know, and you realize like people are just kind of expecting you to do things because they expect it, and you know, nobody's ever really asking you, what do you see yourself doing, or how can I help you get to where you want to go. That's when you start getting, you know, like as they used to say back in the day, you start getting hardcore, you know, you start getting more determined, you start getting more, you know, where you start pushing yourself harder, because you recognize that like, no, like I'm not designed that way. I'm not designed to be pushed into a situation where, you know, I'm just expected to fill a void for other people, and then, you know, nobody looks at my things that I want to do. So what it drives you to do, what it builds you to do, is it makes you to hold yourself accountable, and you no longer ask people to check for you and ask you, what do you want to be. You just start doing stuff. You just start doing a whole lot of stuff. And trust me, the people that I'm surrounded with, they do, every time I call them, they done 4 things already. They done did 6 things already. And stuff don't work, they throw it away. Hey, what happened to that thing? I'll be calling them, hey, what happened to that thing? Ah, man, it didn't work, I'm over here now. You know, and they look more enlightened, they look more lively, because they're not sitting there worrying about that thing that didn't work. You know, and then it's 2 years later, 3 years later. No, it's like that thing didn't work 2 days ago. I'm already 2 days ahead of myself. I'm over here now. I'm over there now. And you really get to a point where you become independent. And, you know, I don't mean to say independent like you don't need other people. It's like we all need each other. All right, you can't do everything alone. However, there's nothing wrong with depending on yourself to get where you need to be. And you know, and it comes from, you don't want to burden other people. You don't want to make people responsible for, you know, like, you don't want to make them feel like, oh, well, because they didn't call and check on me, you know, now I'm falling off, you know. No, it's like, you know, you recognize that these people love you and they care about you, so they want to see you do great. So you don't want to put it on them that you're going through anything, so you do the work. You know, that's check out my video, shadow work. I have videos, shadow work, on YouTube, you know, and I talk about a little bit of that stuff in there. But this is how you find out how to love the process, because I love it here. I love it. I'm at the beach, I'm at the ocean. Sometimes I have my, y'all know how I do. Sometimes I have my coconut water, or, you know, my fresh fruits, you know, do my thing. Or other times I just like to just fast and meditate. You know, whatever it is that I feel in that moment, I do it. But before I get out of here, I just want to say that I pray that I brought y'all value in this video. I pray that, you know, everything is a lot better than everything that y'all praying for. You know, that's my prayer for y'all. Whatever it is y'all praying for, I want it to be ×3. You know, I want it to be whatever it is y'all looking forward to ×3. You know, of course on a positive level. And, you know, I just want to let y'all know that y'all got this, man. You know, things are never what they seem. Things are never what they seem. And I'm learning that in this moment, right here, right now, because there was so many things in my mind, and it wasn't until like 2 months ago, you know, I've been on this YouTube journey almost 2 years now, but almost up until 2 months ago, I realized, I'm like, you know, like up to 2 months ago, I was in my mind, and I was like, oh, you know, this could happen, that could happen, you know. And I realized that within these last couple of weeks or so, I'm just trusting the process, you know, like I'll do what I can, and, you know, if I don't get to do something, you know, the universe will take care of it, God will take care of it, you know. And I just want to let y'all know before I get up out of here that I love y'all, I'm thinking of y'all, and I just want to smile and let y'all know that y'all got this. And just trust the process. Do that thing that you love, you know. Do that thing that you love. Do it not every day, but every minute, you know. Make it your life journey to do all kind of things that you love. And trust and believe that you will attract the people, the places, the spaces, all the things that you feel you need will come to you because you will be a magnet. All right, peace and blessings. I will see you all in the next video. Namaste.